Hector Hernandez on the guitar, ladies and gentlemen. It's another beautiful day to be a Raider, draped in your silver and black.
The fuck was that?
I represent the shield, and I represent the sword.
Must have been Steeplejuice.
It's that
Fuckers out
time
already.
night again, Raider Nation.
It's gonna be one of them nights, baby.
And we come back. Why? Because it's time. It's time to bring them.
What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Now, where is that at, might you ask? It's a little place just down the street, past the house with the boarded up windows. Now make sure you ask Joe. Joe will point you in the right direction. He's usually always hanging around there. Probably has something to do with what's going on with the house with the boarded up windows, but I digress. I don't like getting up anybody's business. So just ask Joe, though. He'll point you in the right direction. 2 houses down. Take a right. Down that alley. That deep, dark alley. A little place we like to call deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction. And as we do it every Tuesday on Raider Reaction, it's a solid hour with yours truly, with the Raider Nation Report. A solid 60 minutes of everything silver and black, as there is actually a lot going on in the Raider world right now. So let's get into it, shall we? Oh. This is what happens when you get a rush setup. Ah, there we go. A little better. What's up, Leslie? What's up, Jukebox? What's up, Billy? What's up, Limes? What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me. As always, I appreciate any minute you spend with me on Raider Reaction. Without you all, I am nothing. Be here talking to myself, and I'm not that kind of guy. So, third session of OTAs are underway. And dun dun dun. Guess what? Oh, as you know, it was breaking news. Breaking news, guess what? Khalil Mack's not there. No shit. Have you heard any stories in the news about Khalil Mack getting his contract taken care of? Of course not. You haven't heard it because it hasn't happened. So why would he be at the third session of OTAs? He hasn't been at anything yet. So why would he be at the third session? He has no contract yet. We knew no contract, no Mac. So it's not like it's breaking news that he's not there. We knew he wasn't going to be there. It's not time to get concerned about Mac yet because you're not hitting him in the pocketbook. Mac doesn't get hit in the pocketbook until next week. I will get to that jukebox in due time, but I ain't leading with that shit. But we must touch on it. I will gingerly step around it like a steaming pile of shit, but I will touch on it. Now, if Mac is not at mandatory minicamp, I will touch on that in a second too, Joel. Man, see, you guys are just... You want extra credit or what? You're ahead of the game. Give me time, guys. Give me time. We got a solid hour. We got a solid hour. You guys see, you guys are pulling all my nuggets out. Dan's after it too, I'll tell you. Now, patience. Patience. We will get to it all. We have a solid 60 minutes. There's actually a lot going on. And all of those questions, I will touch on all of them. Now, but first, Khalil Mack. Obviously, he's the biggest thing. If he is not at the mandatory minicamp, June 12th through the 14th, he gets hit in the pocketbook for $84,435. That is the first time Khalil Mack catches any collateral damage for not being at a function. Not being at a function. So that's your first kind of little temperature gauge of how the contract's going. Because if, you know, now he's not a poor man. $85,000 to you and myself is, you know, quite a great deal of money. It's not something I would scoff at. Now, if you're making, you know, multiple millions of dollars a season, maybe it's not such a big thing. I don't know. Maybe it's not such a big thing. But I'm not in that tax bracket where that's not a lot of money. That's still a lot of damn money to me. So there is kind of your first temperature gauge as far as I'm looking at it for how this negotiation is going. If you get past, he's not at the mandatory minicamp, he can start to show a slight little level of concern, but not really. The final measuring stick is if we get to training camp into July and he's not reporting, we have concern. We have trouble in paradise. And that is absolutely the one thing that we want to avoid. And I don't think it'll get there. I've been saying June 15th all along. The day after minicamp. I think he's going to take the hit. He's going to make him sweat a little bit. And then right after minicamp, it's taken care of. That's honestly what I think is going to happen. And then, you know, that gives him time to get ready for training camp. And away we go. That's how I think it's going to play out. I could be completely wrong. But, hey, I'm putting it out there. I've been saying it for a while. I think it's going to be right around June 15th. So, we'll see. Him, Khalil Mack, and his agent want them to be the highest paid defensive player in the league. That is their goal. And Khalil Mack right now is just sitting back saying, you know what? I hired you. Go make my money. This is my time to sit back. You know, he's done what he's needed to do on his, you know, field of battle. He's done it. He's proven. Now it's time for the guy that he pays to make sure he gets paid, to make sure he gets paid. So I can't blame the guy for sitting back, man. That's just good business. That's good business. So, oh, Jukebox, I hope you're wrong. Second week of preseason. I do not want to see this BS drag that long. Well, because, Bob, it's just, what the hell else are we going to talk about? Well, he is our number one guy, and, you know, there is talk of his contract, so it is what it is. Now, I seen somebody mention Bowman. The Navarro-Bowman trail has pretty much went cold. I mean, he went all in. Raiders backed away from the table. Said, if that's what you want, good luck. Good luck to you, Navarro. He rolled the dice on himself and crapped out. So, I don't see them coming back to the table with Navarro Bowman. I honestly don't. I think that ship has sailed. We brought in Kendricks, and we all know what happened there. And I think that was the last look. I think Derek Johnson is our guy. He's the guy we went out to try and fill. He's the like they were saying on NFL Network earlier. He's kind of the Derek Brooks type for John Gruden. He's your Romanowski. He's that he can be that guy. So we'll see. We will see. We will see. It's you know, the guy still has, he's definitely got one solid season left in him. And as we've talked with the linebacker, you know, core that we have currently in camp, it's a fairly deep pool. We've grabbed a wide variety and array of talent from different age brackets, you know, and hey, maybe the best man win. The cream of the crop will rise. Now, interestingly enough, I thought this was very interesting because myself, and I think Raider Nation in general, think Reggie Nelson was on his way out. Reggie Nelson was lucky to last year have made the team. You know, it was basically because of a great camp and preseason that he made it. But Paul Guenther comes out and he's basically praising Reggie Nelson and expects him to still play at a high level. So, are we still looking at Reggie Nelson in the mix at safety in 2018? Because, man, I did not have that on my freaking radar before today. Before I seen that come out of his mouth, I had kind of dismissed it. I knew he was going to like Reggie Nelson in camp because Reggie Nelson knows his system. And he could help the other safeties. But, yeah, he's on top, Oak Hill. He is going to be one of the starters. I believe he will be one of the starters alongside Carl Joseph will be the other starter. I believe it will be him and Gilchrist. Those will be your two starters at safety. But you've got to have somebody else back there. Obi is still not healthy. He's still not healthy. He's not a full participant in practice. He's still gimped up. He's not. So we've got to have some depth back there. Shalom Lawani is still unproven. So you've got to have some depth. You've got to have some depth. So we will see. We will see. We will see. That's not a terrible idea, Jukebox. That's not a terrible idea. I like that. Pick a date for a... I got the 15th. I'm going with the 15th. So, basically, the deadline on that, like I said, is the end of July, as where I'm looking at. The hard deadline, where it starts to be... people have drawn a line in the sand, and now they've dug their toes in on each side of their line, and it's going to be now a difficult conversation all the way through. It's going to be much more heated, and you know, we don't want it to get to that. We want it to be an amicable, good signing. You know, that everybody's happy, everybody leaves the room happy. You know, you're trying to lock down and build a relationship with this guy for years and years to come. What's up, Carmine? What's up, everybody? Thank you all for joining me, as always. I appreciate any second you guys spend with me on Raider Reaction. Even if you just pop in for a second and say what's up, I always appreciate any time you spend with me. I know it's the off season. It's freaking the beginning of June. There's just not a lot going on. Third OTAs right now, but there is a lot of talk. Now, Joel had asked earlier about Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper had a minor hamstring issue. He came back to practice today, and he was back in practice. So, hopefully, no issues with that because, man, there is really nothing worse for a wide receiver or a running back than a goddamn hamstring. Because you get that hamstring at the beginning, and you just ride the son of a bitch all season long because you come back, you think you're all right, then you tweak it again, and then you're out even longer, and then you try to come back, and once you come back, it's such a huge setback again that you just constantly fight it. It's kind of like turf toe. When you get turf toe, it's just the only thing that really takes care of it is rest. And it's hard to get rest when you're in the middle of a damn football season and trying to get back out on the field. But it was concerning to me when I heard hamstring. It's not a word you want to hear when you're talking about the guy who's supposed to be the main feed of your wide receiver core coming into 2018. He's been the big buzz and talk by Gruden of the guy he wants to go to. That's not what I want to hear. So, but Coop's back. Now, two other interesting notes from OTAs. Leon Hall, cornerback, taking first team reps, as well as Colton Miller, also taking first team reps at left tackle. Make anything out of that? It's hard to tell. It's, you know, the first days of third OTAs. Are they going to try everybody at that position? Are you reading too much into it? It's hard to tell. I mean, when it's the beginning of June, we read too much into everything. I mean, that's just the way it is. Kevin, my man, what's up? Kevin, you're going to have to go back when the show's over, and you're going to have to watch the beginning of the show. We got a special little thing. I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it. So go back when the show posts and check it out. We gave you a little love earlier, so you'll have to go check it out. But Leon Hall, Colton Miller getting first team reps in the first day of third session OTA. So it's an interesting side note. I mean, make a little note. Make a little note. So make a little note. You know, we'll keep an eye on that. I thought the most interesting thing was the mention of Reggie Nelson and thinking he can still play on a high elite level. I ain't seen Reggie Nelson on a high elite level for a minute, so I really don't. I know he hasn't had him on his team for a couple of years. Maybe he's thinking of Reggie Nelson from 3 years ago when he was the Predator and he was back there hawking people with them dreads. But now, nah, man. Nah. He ain't been no Predator for a minute. So, Reggie Nelson was a liability last season. Now, if he's thinking of maybe he's like bottom of the roster. Oh, Leslie. How could you? Now, he can, I mean, if you want him to be bottom of the roster and be a mentor, I could see that. Penn, oh man, I don't know about Penn. Penn's going to be here this season. He's not going nowhere. He's going to be here. But you know what? They got Penn on a short leash, man. And if Penn has any issues, there's a reason I think why you're seeing Colton Miller starting to get some first team reps already at the 30 OTAs. There's a reason for that because they want to have his replacement ready to go. Now the other guy, tackle PJ, who he's also been getting work, but not first team work. He's not obviously on the level of Colton Miller. Colton Miller's the guy you're going to see out of the gate get any action on the offensive line. Yeah, I'm a big Joseph fan, Rick. So I hope they can fit him in. I mean, he's a banger, so I don't understand how he wouldn't fit Gunther's scheme. I don't know if it's because of size, maybe. I mean, he's not the biggest guy, so maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe he likes the bigger hawking presence of a safety like Reggie Nelson. But Reggie's lost steps, man. Reggie's lost steps. He's just not the guy he was. 247 Sports is fucking hot garbage. Step around that shit. Step around it. It's like when you're on the jogging trail, you see that big pile of shit. When you see that scrolling by, just step around it on your timeline. Step around it. Because it's usually opinionated bullshit. It's not factual. What's up, David? What's up, everybody? Thank you all for joining me, as always, on a Raider Nation Report Tuesday. As every Tuesday, you get a solid 60 minutes of everything silver and black with yours truly, the Commish. Thank you for joining me on Raider Reaction. Now, I want to touch a little bit, again, on running backs. We touched on it last night a little bit with Big L, but, you know, as usually when Big L's in here, I can't keep the shit on the fucking road. So we will touch on it again because I would like to touch on it a little more depth. Because I did see a story on Raiders Wire where they were, on USA Today, where they were talking about their prediction of number 1 and number 2 and number 3 at the running back rotation being Marshawn Lynch, Doug Martin, and Jalen Richard. Myself and Captain as well, in studio many a times on Raider Nation Ricochet, have discussed the fact that we thought DeAndre Washington would be the guy who stayed in front of Jalen Richard. Jalen Richard, to me, started to get the gips and had hand issues last season. Several times he put the ball on the ground. Several times at the end of the season. And he seemed to be more of a liability. I've long said I thought the ceiling for DeAndre Washington is much higher than Jalen Richard, but maybe with the new regime. Now, the thing is, Doug Martin is having a great camp. That like to echo what Rick said. Poo-eye, look, it's the poo-eye. Papa, I think you had a typo there, but I like it. Doug Martin's having a great camp. He's having a great camp. Now, the thing is, like he's on record as saying, you know, I'm basically a rookie again. Which is true. You never know what a guy is going to do when you are backed up in a corner. You know, with the jeopardy of having your career taken from you. So that's basically what Doug Martin's looking at. So of course he's going to play his ass off. And Dan hit it on the head. Took the words right out of my mouth. Wait till there's somebody trying to tackle your ass and you got pads on. This running around in fucking shorts and t-shirt shit, that's all great. That's all awesome. With your fucking helmet on. That's fabulous. You know, I still don't get it. Listen, you practice your ass off in fucking Pee Wee Pop Warner football, and then you play the fucking game. You do it all goddamn season. When you get to fucking middle school, 6th, 7th grade, 8th grade, you practice your fucking ass off every fucking game, 2-a-days in the fucking heat, running hills, fucking suicides, all kinds of shit. To what? Get ready for the fucking game. You do it every week, all goddamn season. Then you get to high school. What do? 2-a-days, running fucking hills. You're out there fucking puking on the field. And you do it all goddamn season. And you play the fucking games. And then you get to college. And you do the same thing. And you do it. And you make it all the way to the pinnacle of your career. The pinnacle. You are at the top level. The best of the best at your profession. And you stop fucking practicing how you play. How the fuck does that make any damn sense? How does that make any sense that these guys do not practice hard in fucking pads all the damn time? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Is there any other profession that you do that? That you quit sharpening your craft when you get to the top? That's retarded. The game is so fucking pussified now, it is pathetic. The fact that these guys don't freaking practice, are not practicing in pads right now, are out there in shorts and t-shirts and a fucking helmet, it is ridiculous. What the hell are you going to learn from that? You go walk through routes? Play catch? Listen, we know your ass can catch, motherfucker. That's why we drafted you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. We don't need to do that. I want to see if you can catch when somebody's trying to fucking knock your teeth into the back of your head. That's football. Okay? That's what I want to see. I don't want to see that shit. And the teams that are out there practicing hard, man, I just can't even believe that I see these guys out there practicing in goddamn shorts and t-shirt. It's fucking June. It's ridiculous. No other career field does that. No other career field do you work your way all the way to the top. You get your fucking masters. You are the best of the best at what you do. And you're just like, fuck it. I'm going to play Tetris and shit now and just fuck off. You know? Who does? That's not how it works, man. That's not, I don't get it. I don't get it. But, you know, whatever. I'm excited to see when they get pads on and they start hitting and they quit playing flag football. Then I'll start getting real excited. I mean, I am excited to see silver and black on the football field. Don't get me wrong, but this fucking collective bargaining agreement that they have in place right now is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. The limited amount of times, no two-a-days, did multiple pad practices. It's like, my God. You know, they got a time practice like, oh shit, guys, it's quitting time. Time to cut it off. No more hitting, no more hitting. Don't touch each other. We could get fined. Come on. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Now, I did want to remind everybody that tomorrow we have a very special show for you. A very special Raider Nation Invasion Wednesday. As tomorrow is the culmination of our GOAT tournament. The Raider Reaction Greatest Raider of All Time tournament. As we work down from our 64, our field of 64, of seeded greatest Raider players of all time. We've worked down to the Final Four. Now, our Final Four will be debated live. Each player left in the Final Four has been assigned a member of Raider Reaction who will debate on their behalf as to why they should be the greatest Raider of all time. The North, represented by Jim Otto, who will be debated and represented by Captain Jack, will face off in studio, mind you, against Howie Long, being debated on behalf of Big L. I will be debating on behalf of the Snake, Kenny Stabler, and Angria Trask will join me via split screen and will debate on behalf of Fred Bolitnikoff. The two winners of those, as voted on by Raider Nation in attendance, will then face off and debate in the finals of the GOAT bracket. And we will name our first annual off-season Raider Reaction Greatest Raider of All Time tournament champion. Bo went out in round 2. Bo was upset by Gene Upshaw. Now, Bob is still upset about Ted Hendricks. Ted Hendricks went down to Willie Brown. I'll have to post the bracket. I'll have to post the bracket for you guys when it, I'll have to get it posted. Right now, it's a bunch of goddamn scribbles, but you can read my handwriting. It's not terrible. I should just take a picture and post it just so you can see what I see. It's been interesting. It's been interesting. Now, so make sure you tune in tomorrow because that's going to be an interesting show and that's going to be a fun show. And we want you guys to be a part of it because ultimately, you guys are the ones that are going to vote and decide the winner. It's not going to be me. We're just going to debate on behalf of them. And you guys will be the ones that actually decide the winner of the GOAT tournament. It'll be Raider Nation that decides, not us. We just put the field together. Because there was a lot that I didn't agree with. Now, back to running backs. I still think Marshawn's our number 1. There's a good damn possibility that Doug Martin steals that number 2 because he is a man scared to lose his career. He knows he's at the end of the road. He's playing for everything. The hunger is going to be no more burning inside of him than it is right now. He knows it is at the end. If he doesn't make it here, nobody is signing his ass. He knows that. We do not have a deep running back core, and if he can't make it on Oakland's running back core, his ass is gone. His ass is gone. Oh, Bob. Bob's going to take a knee until Ted Hendricks is put in as an alternate. He got taken down by Willie Brown, Ted. got taken down by Willie Brown, Bob. Come on. It's not like he lost to some chump. It was Willie Brown. Oh, good Lord. Come on, Bob. You're almost as upset as Lyons was about Ray Guy taking down Steve Wisniewski. Now, Chris Warren Jr., Chris Warren the third, actually, not Junior, the third, because you gotta say it with a sweet British accent when it's the third. The third. He will, I believe, he's gonna be the fourth, and he's gonna make the roster. The roster, as I have it, is Marshawn Lynch, Doug Martin, DeAndre Washington, and Chris Warren III. Chris Warren III is going to be our project. And I think he's the guy we bring in to see if he gets a few reps here and there to see if he's that guy you see does a little something out there and you start giving him a little more action. That's where I think Henry Pogge's not going to make it, and I'd still say Jalen Richard is going to be the one that ends up on the chopping block in the end. Now, I could be wrong, but we will see. We will see. Kickers. I'll feel that, O'Kill. I'll feel that. Trevecchio is not going to make it. Pinero is going to be the man. He's the kicker out of Florida, the Gator. We're probably both Gators. Him and the punter, Townsend, are both going to end up being the starters. We're going to have the dual combination of Gator kickers. Little Gator Raider action on the field, because the thing is John Gruden was high on the kicker out of Florida in the draft, and we didn't end up drafting him. He was still available, so we went up and picked him up as an undrafted free agent, was able to get him anyway. And Giorgio Trevecchio was a great story last season, man. He tried out numerous times, finally makes the team. He was a great feel-good story, but he didn't follow through and have the type of season you were hoping the kid was going to have in order to lock it down and make sure he was going to be back long term. He just didn't have the season, man. It just didn't happen for him. As much as you wanted to be a fan of the kid, he just wasn't consistent, and he wasn't what we needed. So you go and try to find that young, hungry kicker. That Sebastian Janikowski. We go to try to find that. We go to try to find that. That's what I think's going down. Now, I told you I was going to step around it. I don't want to step in it. But it's the big, gigantic pile of shit in the room of the sports world. And I will gingerly step around it. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles were supposed to be, as teams have done for the past 30-plus years, went to the White House today. Did not happen. For one reason or another. The two sides could not agree on the logistics and the specifics of said meeting, and it was canceled by the hostee. The host. Now, is it really canceling a party when no one was coming? That's a debate for another day. Not here. But I do find it interesting that... Oh, no. Here are the details. Because I will not get into politicals, but I will set the record straight as far as what O'Kill saw. There were not 10 planning to go. Here were the details. Here were the details. The details were there were about 81 people, a list of 81 people given to the White House that were going to come from the Eagles organization. So that's what the White House was reporting, that there was a whole bunch of Eagles coming. Well, actually, what was happening behind the scenes was they sent that list because it takes a lot of security clearance to be able to go to the White House. So you send a big list, but the plans were they were sending team captains. Only Foles and maybe one or two other players was going. So at best, 3 fucking guys were going to the White House. That's the fact. So when they finally got wind of that, and it wasn't 81, it was fucking 3, they're like, I will take back that invitation. Fuck you. You're not coming. So, now, seems a little childish between the White House and a professional organization not to be able to get that shit figured out. But I digress. What the fuck ever. So, we decided to have a party anyway. Now, actual sports journalists went to said party, which was supposed to be full of Philadelphia Eagle fans. One reporter said they seen one article of Eagles attire at the entire fucking party. One! And all polled attendees that they asked that were willing to answer the question did not know who the starting quarterback was in the Super Bowl that was just played. So, they had a party with fucking prop-ass Eagle fans what? This is almost like an episode of South Park. I swear to fucking God. I'm like, my God. Am I really living this? Somebody pinch me. Wake me the fuck up from this stupid-ass nightmare. I mean, we're talking about... I mean, these are all intelligent fucking people. I mean, what the hell? This is like some juvenile high school fucking shit. Now, the worst part of the whole goddamn thing, the worst part of the whole thing, what pissed me off on both sides of the fucking fence, is the fact that there were kids in the DC area that were gonna get to see Super Bowl champion NFL players. They were gonna have NFL experience events for kids, because when NFL players come for an event, the NFL as well comes in tow. So there were things planned that have now been canceled. So things that kids were looking forward to didn't fucking happen. Because adults couldn't get their heads out of their ass. I mean, that's sad. Because down to that's where you see it. That's where you see the reality is, you know, go to some kid's house who thought he was going to get to see Nick Foles tomorrow. Or today, whenever the hell, today, excuse me. You know? That's where it sucks. That's where it sucks. Is some kid, you just, you know, because adults can't get their heads out of their ass. It's sad. I mean, it really is. I mean, whatever, I'm not going to get into it anymore. It was just an ugly situation, and the whole thing. But like, I swear to God, it's like a fucking bad episode of South Park. You know? I expect fucking Cartman to fucking jump out into here and fucking, respect my authority! You know? Jesus H. Christ. Holy fuck! They killed Kenny! Anytime. You know? Steveljuice, he's kind of our Kenny. You know? And way to go, Leslie. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, are you kidding me, Leslie? See, that's the type of shit right there. See, kids went all the way out there to see. Ah, see, that's just terrible, man. That's terrible. Sad. Sad. You shouldn't be hearing about shit like that. Now, we did also touch on the tight end situation last night. I want to touch on that again as well. 7 guys currently in camp at tight end. Marcus Baugh, Pharaoh Brown, Paul Butler, Derek Carrier, Jared Cook, Andrew DePaula, and Lee Smith. Lee Smith and Derek Carrier are going to be our blocking power type backs to help with that aspect of the game. There's that power game that I believe John Gruden's going to try to bring back to the running attack, spearheaded by a powerful offensive line, and fullback in front of beast mode. Now, Jared Cook, I really expected more out of him last season. However, he wasn't used properly, and we know why. We had an asshat running the offense, so we know why he wasn't used properly. But I also see Jared Cook in the Denver game, which basically cost us a fucking game, drop a goddamn touchdown when E.J. Manuel puts it in the only goddamn place that he could catch it, and he dropped it, and that cost us the game. So I was a little disappointed in what I thought Jared Cook brought. So I'm hoping this season, with adding in Martavius Bryant, adding in Jordy Nelson, you got Switzer in the slot that's going to be used off and on. It's going to make it interesting. It's going to be interesting. How they throw Jared Cook in with that. Because say you go a 3-wide set, you've got you've got Amari Cooper, you got Martavius Bryant, you got Jordy Nelson out there, and you're sending Jared Cook out as well. You got guys rolling out of the backfield. That's a lot of weapons out there for DC, and I'm just interested to see if we can properly use him. He was not utilized properly at all last season, and it was kind of a disappointment to me. I know he had big plays. But as a whole, I was a little disappointed in Jared Cook. I had high hopes for him. I'd actually picked him up on my fantasy team, and he just didn't get it done for me. Just didn't. So, we'll see. But like I said earlier, remember you tune in tomorrow night. We're gonna get to the end of the GOAT bracket, and then on Thursday in studio with me I have Captain Jack Rackham. We'll be in studio as we have the Raider Nation Ricochet again, and then on Friday I'll bring you the end of the game that got fucked up last weekend for Black Friday, and we're still working on technology in the studio. Typically Black Friday takes place in the studio, but I've had it kind of at a little satellite location in the house, and it's just not working out. I've had little bugs with it, so I'm trying to get this finished up, so hopefully I'll have it ready, but if not, I'm sure we can get through one more Black Friday without a major catastrophe. So but we got to get through the end of that game, because that is a great game, and has a great finish, and the second half's really good. It has all the commercials and shit, so I love the old games with all the commercials. Yeah, it sucked. Abrupt cutoff. No good. No bueno. No bueno. And I think we might get Ariel out at the stadium site this week. I'm not positive. He's on a new schedule with his new work schedule, so we're going to try and get him out to the stadium as well. But we will have a Raiderette show on Saturday. Chucky Nation back on Saturday. And then Ask the Captain. We'll be back Sunday night, 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 Eastern. And then we'll start the whole damn thing all over again next week, with myself and Big L kicking off another Monday. I know, fucking rest mode, sleep mode, stupid ass shit. God damn. It's always something. So, I will throw it out there. Raider Nation, what is your biggest question right now? And we'll field a couple questions from the audience. Throw them up there in the comment box. What is your biggest question right now? What would you like to discuss, or have us discuss to close out the show? We've hit on about everything. Of course, I've got some little nuggets to wrap up the show, but I would like to throw it out there. I think we've pretty much touched on every question out there. I didn't see a Connolly. Garyon Connolly, he has been a participant in practice. All signs are go and pointing up for Garyon Connolly to be the shutdown corner that we all expect him and want him to be. I completely believe that kid is the real deal. So much, I bought his damn hat 2 fucking numbers ago. Haha! Billy calls me out. Will I stop hating on Doug Martin? See, the thing is, Bill, you gotta understand my proximity and geographical region. I live too damn close to Doug Martin on his previous employer. And so I'm sorry. I have a predetermined position about him. I know he's a Raider now, and I gotta get over it. So I'll do my best. If he makes the team and he starts fucking getting first downs, I'll be rooting Doug Martin the hell on. You fucking right, I will. You know, I tried to even cheer for goddamn Randy Moss. It about made me sick, but I even tried. I did not want him. God, I didn't want him. I don't think we'll get Bowman. I honestly think Bowman is off the plate. I think something happened in that room. Bad negotiations. I think something happened. Either he took a hard stand in that room on the money, or I don't know. But sometimes in a negotiation room, people can leave and they don't come back. And that may have just been what happened. He may have walked in there and said, listen, motherfuckers, this is it. This is what I want. I proved you what I am. Pay me. And they might have said, there's the door. It could have went down like, I mean, minus the motherfucker, but it could have went down like that. The hell, it might have went down just like that. You never know. You never know. You know, his agent could have been an ass clown and absolutely just completely botched the negotiations. I agree, Billy. I think it is completely obvious. His name is not mentioned. There is not a sniff of him anywhere. He is not. And the thing is, I haven't seen him signed yet. He's like the Perry Riley Jr. of last year. I don't understand the lowering your head thing, Bob. I really don't. I mean, that one's going to be a hard one because you got to lower your head to go through the line. And in the NFL, you got to get low. And how can you not lower your head and go in to get that first down, to get that extra yard? How the fuck can you get flagged for that? That just doesn't make any sense. Does not make any sense. How could you... It's going to be interesting. Some of these new rules that they got, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Now, I seen somebody champion for the rule change of getting an extra point for kicking it through the uprights on the kickoff. A fucking point? You want to give a score for an uncontested skills fucking competition, basically? Nobody's contesting that kick. Nobody's trying to block it. You're just kicking it off a fucking tee. You want to give a point for that? Kickoffs happen after touchdowns. So basically, you can score 6 for a touchdown, go for a 2-point conversion, then have your kicker come out, your special kicker, some asshole you brought over from fucking England, who's some soccer fucking guru, who can't kick under pressure or kick a field goal, but he can fucking kick a ball from one end of the goddamn field to the other and put it in a fucking barrel. You bring that guy out, and all of a sudden it's a 9-point fucking swing. That's the most retarded thing I've ever heard of. What is this, arena fucking football? Why don't we put a net around and start playing it off the fucking net? Get the hell out of here. This stupid ass shit. At some point, just don't fuck with it. Okay? These guys are supposed to be modern day fucking gladiators, and we're wanting to fucking put them in, bubble wrap and, make them fucking 2-hand touch and shit. Jesus, at some point, leave the fucking game alone. I'm telling you, 2 to 3 more years, they're going to take the fucking kickoff out. Bet. There will not be a kickoff. It's the one play that they want to wipe out of the game. They think it's too dangerous. They don't like the kick returns. So they're going to take it out of the game. What's going to happen? You're going to get the ball in the 25 at change of possession. There won't be no more kicks. The only kicks will be field goals. Kick returns will be taken out of the game. Completely. 3 years, tops. Excuse me. And they will be gone. I'm telling you. They're already trying. That's the one play they constantly dick with. It's reckless. You got one guy against a whole squad of suckers, man. A whole squad of suckers. Punts are going to be interesting. I don't know what they're going to do with punts lines. They're going to figure out something too because they want to get rid of those as well. It may just be where you just have to get the ball right where you catch it. No return. It's an automatic fair catch every time. Or the ball bounces and you get it where it stops. That's probably what will happen. It's just an automatic fair catch. Wherever the fucking ball gets punted, that's where it goes. So it'll be something fucking stupid like that. The complete pussification of the NFL. Complete pussification of the NFL. Now, as always, I want to thank all you for joining me. New and old, my band of pirates. I always appreciate any second you guys spend with me. Thank you for joining me tonight on my Raider Nation report, as you every Tuesday at same time, same Raider channel. Now, I like to end every one of my solo shows with a little segment that I like to call the WTF. Now, tonight's WTF, I'm going to step outside of the silver and black, but I'm going to stay in the NFL. We had a linebacker come and visit. And of course, you know, anytime there's a linebacker sniffing around Oakland, you know, Raider Nation gets a stiffy. A linebacker? Somebody say linebacker? So when Michael Kendricks come popping around, everybody got excited. Everybody got excited. And then, you know, the reports came out. They did, you know, Ian Rappaport was reporting, everybody's reporting. He signed with the Browns. And then Michael Kendricks comes out. Blasts Ian Rappaport. Blasts, you know, what you know, you get no respect. You know, now you've discredited yourself. You know, talking complete smack about how the report was garbage that he was going to the Browns. But where do you end up signing? Oh, yeah. Fucking Cleveland. So listen, man. If you're going to come out and call the little moles out for being moles, because that's just what they are. They're fucking moles. They serve their purpose. They give guys like me our inside information. They serve their purpose in the world of sports. So when you want to come out and blast the fucking moles because they come drop the news to your family that you're a fucking Brown before you got to break it to them, I'm sorry. It was true. You're a Brown. I know you're embarrassed. You probably had to go home and tell your old lady, or you know, you had to call your mom first, but she already read the news on the fucking ESPN ticker because Ian Rappaport dropped the fucking news, so you was all bent out of shape and pissed off. It's unfortunate, but you're a fucking Brown now. At least you got a Super Bowl ring, because your ass will never get nowhere near it again. Nowhere near it as a Brown. The Browns can assemble talent. Talent that they can't do a fucking thing with. That's a fact. There's a reason the Brownies are sitting firmly at the head of the kiddie table. There's a reason. And Michael Kendricks, don't be a fucking social media ass clown. What the fuck? Get over yourself. Get the fuck over yourself. You had one good year. Yes, I do think Johnson will play good this year at his age. Absolutely. He also knows this is his last ride. That man wants a ring, and he wants a ring badly. And this is his last ride, and he's going to stick it to his former employer. who thought he had nothing left. There's nothing more dangerous than a man backed in a corner about to lose everything he loves. Everything he has. Everything he loves. That's where these guys are at. Nothing more dangerous. Now, I would like to say one thing to end my show. As we gotta go to Cleveland. That's what he had tells us. That's probably what his old lady was saying, Matt. She's probably like, Cleveland? What the fuck's in Cleveland? Drew Carey? Besides that, what the fuck did they got? I don't even like The Price is Right. Listen, I wouldn't trade one reaction follower for 10 fucking rodents. Fuck, I wouldn't trade one reaction follower for 10,000 rodents. Reaction followers are priceless to us. They want the real, they want the raw, the uncensored Raider reaction. And we know when they tune in, they expect the fire. We care not of the masses. We instead enlist the rawest, the realest of pirates to board our vessel and hang with us on a nightly basis. I'm only one of a team. I'm only one of a Raider nation of many. Only one. We are the Raider